right, here it is, the ultimate reminder that May is still spring. It's still a month of transition, meaning in the west. Yes, Fairfield, Montana has a coating of snow, about 4 inches of it. Could have up to 7 by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. While in the east, we're seeing some very different conditions. Places like Raleigh, North Carolina, you're enjoying temperatures in the 80s. I mean, it's just gorgeous out there. Take a look at that. Temperatures are going to be heating up, however, across parts of the east. So we really have wintry conditions in the west. Summery conditions are starting to infiltrate the east, but this is going to build over the next couple of days. And you're going to be, it's one of those situations where be careful what you wish for if you're tired of the cold, because the heat is coming on strong. And when I say hot, I mean hot. I think 90 is one of those temperatures where it's that threshold you top over from the warm to the hot. So high pressure in control. We have an omega blocking pattern in place, and high pressure systems aloft like that. The air compresses, it heats up the atmosphere, and so we're going to watch this dominate the east over really the weekend and into next week. Now early next week we'll still see that high holding strong, but it really doesn't start to break down till maybe the end of next week. So here we go, 90s. DC hit 90 today for the first time this season. We're expecting 94 as we head towards the weekend. Look at all the 90s all the way up and down the eastern seaboard. And if you're not in the 90s, you're going to be in the mid to upper 80s. Look at the dark colors on the map here to the south. There you can see on Sunday some records may be in jeopardy. In fact, by Monday, even a few spots could hit the triple digits. We're talking Macon, Georgia. We're talking Augusta, Georgia as well. Savannah could get up there at 97 degrees. Now, the one saving grace, so to speak, out of all of this is that our air mass is going to be pretty dry, but you have to have dry air for the most part in the southeast to get the temperatures that high. So Columbia, Chattanooga, Augusta, Montgomery, Athens, all looking at possible records as we kick off the work week next week. So, of course, Mike, people want to cool down in some way, but they're going to need to be careful where they choose to do that.
Yeah, well, let's go to the beach.
Those hot temperatures. We also have really dry conditions across parts of the southeast. That high pressure ridge over the eastern seaboard and the eastern part of the U.S. is really going to suppress any chances of rainfall. So you're going to be stuck with that. However, the same type of pattern is very conducive for storms that kind of ride around the ridge, as we tend to call it. It's one of the contributing factors as to why we've been seeing so much rainfall, with the winds coming in out of the south, pumping that moisture into parts of the lower Mississippi River Valley and into southern plains. But notice how as we head into the weekend and into next week, this will really start to spread more on the northern periphery of all of this as well. So watch out Midwest, Great Lakes, and into the Northeast. Mike?
All right, Jackie,
yes, Houston, we are expecting to see some more rain in the forecast. That's going to end our work week tomorrow as well as into your Saturday. Could get an inch both of those days, but notice it does start to taper off then as we head into the weekend. So when are we going to get out of this rut? That's the big question. We want to shut this faucet off that's just been streaming in across parts of Louisiana and Texas in particular. That big high pressure ridge is going to be shifting the next couple of days off a little bit more towards the west. So what that's going to do is shut things off a little bit more for southeastern Texas as well as Louisiana, but central Texas is still going to be in the zone. So we really have to get through the weekend in some of these places. A few of you are going to fare a little bit better than others. So Dallas, you're one of the areas that will likely see some showers and thunderstorms tomorrow as well as into your Saturday and Sunday, but looks better by early next week. You might not break much out of the cloud cover, but hey, we'll take a dry day here for sure. And as we take a look at how much rain you can expect in addition to what you already have, Houston or Dallas, excuse me, you should maybe get up to an additional inch of rain on top of what you've got. New Orleans, of course, things have been rough here as well. Notice things a little bit wetter off towards your west. That's where we could get up to 1 to 3 inches of rainfall in Acadiana. And then the forecast for New Orleans showing you your weekend is looking much better. So we'll have better travel conditions and drier weather all around. So that's a little bit of good news, Mike, but this overall pattern really doesn't break down altogether till maybe the middle or latter part of next week.
Yeah, that's a long time.